Welcome to Death Valley here in Baton Rouge, the site for this SEC showdown between the Florida Gators and the LSU Tigers. I'm David Roy, in the booth with me, my broadcast partner for tonight, Matt Pack. And Matt, last time these two teams met, people thought LSU should have handled business, and instead, Florida got the win 31-13, improved to 3-0. And yet neither team made the playoffs last season.
Well, business got handled last year. It was just the other team that did it. So, expect it to be a good game tonight.
Florida coming off a win last week against Nebraska, albeit a very close one, 23-22. And LSU looking to get started quickly as Alan Dutch, a good return. Out comes Colt Youngblood, who had one of his better games last week. 27 carries, 198 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. The most carries he has ever had in a game.
Yeah, and I expect to see more of that. I expect to try to see him get Youngblood involved early and often.
Well, they will. They'll start with a pitch, and he gets a yard before he is stopped by the teeth of this Florida defense. Leading the charge, the Defensive Player of the Week, Wyatt King.
Wyatt King had a huge game last week for these Florida Gators. 17 tackles, 4 for a loss. Starting where he left off.
Single back set, Gage Youngblood, taking a shot on the right sideline, and what a shot it is. All the way down inside the 15. Cosmos Woods for 48.
Well, he just beats the defense there off the press, and Woods does a great job of, keeping that space between them. Nice pass by Gage Youngblood. That's a quick strike for this offense. What LSU needs, try to get this thing going, get momentum going their way.
They attack the Florida secondary, and it pays off. 2 plays, all it took to get them down inside the Florida 15. And from the gun, Gage Youngblood. Gonna look to throw, gonna tuck it and run. Gets away from one, but not from the rest of the Florida defense as J.R. Kent comes up with a sack.
All right, well, Florida right now doing a good job sitting on that run, not wanting to let Colt Youngblood beat them. And again, they've done a good job with that for the first couple of plays, but the big pass play that they gave up has got LSU in scoring position now, so they got to find a way to balance it out a little bit.
Gage Youngblood last week, 9 carries, ended up only getting a yard out of those 9 carries, was stopped in the backfield for the most part, and he did most of his damage through the air. 307 passing yards a week ago, 3 passing touchdowns. They go speed option in the pitch. Colt Youngblood got ran down by Andrew Mock, stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Well, Mock does a good job right there of keeping contained and then just corralling the big back, wrapping him up and not dragging him down.
Single back set. And a long 3rd down, 5-step drop. Gage in trouble off his back foot, nearly intercepted by the Florida defense. And a 1-play strike to get him down in scoring range, but Remy Boudreau will have to come on and attempt a 36-yard field goal attempt.
Yeah, and the walk-on right there, just not able to bring that thing in. You hate that because that's a big momentum shift for your team. But LSU, they get 3 points out of it. And when it could have been a turnover for Florida.
Especially this early when that can shift momentum. You're on the road. It's a conference game, which, as we all know, Matt, these early conference games, they can play a role down the stretch for the playoffs.
Well, all of them matter, David. That's the biggest thing.
From the gun, Matthias St. John and the give to Bentley Jones. What a stiff arm, but it doesn't do much outside of getting him 3 to open up the drive.
Well, throws out the big stiff arm like you said, but LSU, does a good job surrounding him, not letting him get very far.
Back in the gun, St. John, they run the speed option, he'll keep it, and the LSU defense ready for it. It's a loss of 2. St. John last week, Matt, he had a big rushing performance.
Yeah, and Mitchell O'Brien does a good job with that. I believe he's one of the first ones to get to Youngblood to St. John, before he's able to really get going.
25 carries, 138 rushing yards for the junior at quarterback last week. Also had 2 rushing touchdowns. Here he's thrown off his back foot, and coming up with the catch was Malik Harris, but he had to come back across the 1st down marker to do so. And so Florida 3 and out and a punt.
Dangerous pass by Matthias St. John right there. He's running backwards, just fired like a fastball across the field. Malik Harris does a good job coming back to get it, but just couldn't do anything with it afterwards.
So on the return, Alan Dutch gets out across to the LSU 46. Really good field position here for an LSU team that they came away with a field goal, but Florida's thinking, you know what, maybe you guys shouldn't have.
Well, Florida got to feel like they let one get away on that last play, and now they've given LSU really good field position again.
Colt Youngblood on the run, and he runs into Wyatt King after a gain of 2.
Well, you know, the defensive line for Florida right now, and it was much the same last week, did a really good job of getting penetration, forcing him, you know, the opposing running back to cut outside when Wyatt King comes in, cleans him up.
3-step drop, Gage Youngblood into traffic, breaking one, tackling into the open field. The tight end, Edge Eggers, dragged down inside the 20.
Well, Eggers does a good job there of, you know, seeing the field. He sees where his blocking sets up and then cuts around to the outside. It's a nice pickup by the tight end.
So right now, LSU doing much of what they did last week, attacking through the air by the arm of Gage Youngblood.
Yeah, they are, you know, and Colt Youngblood so far has been kind of corralled by this Florida offense, so LSU's adjusting.
Empty backfield, Youngblood throwing to the left, and a huge hit to force the incompletion. What a hit by Tanner Quirk.
Tanner Quirk comes through and just not going to allow that ball to be completed, just bodies the receiver.
Single back set, 2 tight ends to the left, Gage Youngblood. The give to Colt running left, and again there to greet him was Wyatt King. A 3-yard run for Colt.
Wyatt King is playing with like his hair is on fire early in this season. You know, he's, like I said, had one Defensive Player of the Week last week, and here he is. It seems like he's everywhere on every play for this Florida defense.
3 consecutive games coming into tonight for Wyatt King of double-digit tackles and at least 3 tackles for a loss. As Gage finding the open receiver, Potees a second, down to the 1.
Yeah, and Gage Youngblood doing exactly what he needs to do, just picking apart the holes in this Florida secondary. You know, sees him right there on the slant, just kind of lets him run all the way across the field right there. Almost gets, I thought he might have got in on that one, but Florida stops him short.
So 1st and goal, single back set, 2 tight ends to the right. And the give, Youngblood up the middle for 6.
That's a great run there. You know, I mean, they used the pass to get all the way down the field. And I tell you what, they do it. And then they finally give it to Colt Youngblood. And he's able to power his way through on the goal line to do just exactly that, get the touchdown. So LSU out to a quick 10-point lead.
5:14 to play, and LSU able to turn their first 2 drives into points. Florida, on the other hand, not so much. A quick 3-and-out on their opening possession, and a missed opportunity for them on LSU's first drive, and they could have had a pick with a turnover accompanying that to be able to shift that momentum and be able to capitalize on it. Instead, they have to go back into the teeth of an LSU defense that played really well.
Well, we talk about the momentum shift that could have been if they'd have got that pick. Now you have to wonder what kind of momentum shifted when they didn't make that interception. So now they're staring at a 10-point deficit. They had a kind of ugly first offensive drive. Let's see if they can put it together here.
Draw play, Bentley Jones, another mighty stiff arm, but he stopped at the line of scrimmage, courtesy of TJ Shadow.
Well, and again, LSU trying to sit on this run, does want to let Bentley Jones beat them or Matthias St. John. Florida going to have to try to find something that'll work here.
St. John, quick throw over to the right sideline, and that's Tyler Wilson with a modest gain and a pretty lengthy 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, longer than you want, especially with the way that this offense is set up to run, you know. But let's see what St. John can pull off.
On the gun, St. John going short, left side, and the tight end, Cam Johnson, not doing a whole lot. He only gets a yard, and Florida staring at another 3-and-out and a punt.
Just a couple of wasted drives here by the Gators on offense. You know, LSU's playing some high-pressure defense on them. You know, they're really coming after them. St. John just not able to take advantage of it right now. LSU's going to come back with, again, wow, what a hit. But some really good field position.
Alan Dutch got laid out on the return, but as he said, really good field position for an LSU offense at 11 plays, 101 yards, 3 first downs, compared to a Florida offense that they've only had 6 plays, barely 10 yards, and no first downs.
Well, yeah, LSU, you know, they aside from the almost mistake that they made, which is kind of a misnomer, you know, they've looked very, very good. They've looked very consistent on offense, as opposed to what Florida don't look like they can figure out this LSU defense at all yet. And now LSU driving again close to the 50-yard line.
Well, no gain on first down for Colt Youngblood. Wyatt King was there to stop him. Here, though, they go to Fred Perry for 7 on the crossing pattern, and a very short third down here for the Tigers.
All right, 3rd and 3. LSU, this is more like what they want. They can get the option involved, or they can let Gage Youngblood, again, throw the quick slant, something like that.
Play fake, Youngblood short to the fullback, Eggers, and there in coverage, the defensive end, Kaysen Dinwoody.
Dinwoody does a great job right there getting into the backfield. Eggers, it's a well-designed play. It's just the play was better by the defense there.
So this Florida defense able to force a punt of their own, and Kellen Irvin has to step out of bounds at his own 17. So that comes the Florida offense back-to-back 3-and-outs on their first 2 drives, and an LSU defense that's only given up 1 yard per play so far.
Yeah, and that's just the thing, David. You come into Death Valley like this, you don't want to, the crowd gets into it. It starts to get loud. You don't want to get in the hole early.
4 wide, and they give it to Bentley Jones up the middle, and a stiff arm, a second stiff arm, and Bentley Jones, the strength in that left arm to carry him 15 yards.
Well, Bentley Jones is tired of not having a first down, apparently, David, because he's throwing that left arm. He's throwing hands at anybody that wants to come at him, and he fights his way for 15 on that one.
The first down of the night for the Florida offense, and it comes on their 3rd drive, trailing by 10 here, midway to late in the first quarter. And they go back to Jones, who is caught from behind, Cameron Boggs.
Well, Boggs does a great job of getting hold, again, very much by the back of the shoulder pads, and just kind of slings him to the ground. Brings up 2nd and 11.
Matthias St. John in the gun, 4 wide, trips top the screen. Bubble screen to that side, and what a move and the effort by Tyler Wilson to get 9.
Well, Wilson does a good job there. Getting out of the backfield was the biggest thing right there. He had defenders around him, but he cuts it, backwards and then back, to the inside again to make it work.
Short 3rd down here for Florida, and they're looking to convert for the first time. Speed option, the pitch, the walk-on, not gonna get it. Stopped a yard short.
Well, it's just good pursuit by LSU right there, and the play developed a little slowly right there. He didn't have room. They went to the boundary side instead of the field side on that one. I'd like to see a little more space for Jones to work.
Punt fielded from the 15-yard line, Alan Dutch, and he cut back inside when he should have stayed outside. Could have had a big return. Instead, it's a modest one.
Well, yeah, it's a little too much juking and jiving right there. He could have just kept that thing north and south, probably picked up a few extra yards.
From their own 35, 5-step drop and a halfback screen for Colt Youngblood, who stumbles, got tripped up on his own lineman, and held to a gain of 2.
Well, yeah, he catches him right there pretty well. John No comes in, cleans it up to stop him on that play.
From their own 37, Gage Youngblood looking to throw against a 3-man rush. He'll go short underneath. Fred Perry falling forward. He got the first down.
Well, he picks up the first right there. LSU moving the ball again. Florida, they're playing okay on defense so far here. Their offense is what's killing.
Strong eye to the right. And they're drawing a hit by Wyatt King to plant him in the backfield.
Wyatt King was in the backfield almost before that handoff took place. Just great play by the middle linebacker to blow that play up, bring up the long 2nd down.
Last time these 2 teams met, Colt Youngblood had a tough time against Florida. 3 carries and no yards total against this Florida defense, and they stop him again. This time it's a loss of 1.
Well, Wyatt King with his 7th tackle, 2nd for a loss already, David. And Colt Youngblood kind of repeating history here. 8 carries, 3 yards.
He's struggling mightily against this Florida defense. So they're able to stop the run. The problem is they're struggling to solve Gage Youngblood through the air as he will dance, taking a shot, deep middle, broken up by John No in coverage.
Well, No does a good job right there, staying step for step with the receiver, gets up, gets a hand up, keeps the, looks back at the ball. So there cannot be a penalty called on that. They force LSU to punt. Now this Florida offense gets another chance to try to cut into this 10-point lead, but they're going to have to change something up.
They have not been able to cross midfield yet, and Kellen Irvin on this punt return going to put his quarterback in the best field position he has had all night long to be able to try and do so.
Well, LSU's given up 35 yards all night long so far on them, David. Yeah, they've got great field position, but that only works if you can do something with it. And right now, Florida's got a point. They've got to prove that.
Pistol set, Matthias St. John going to call for one of his tight ends to come into motion, and Bentley Jones, a carry, cuts it back inside. He gets 4 yards, 2nd down and 6.
All right, well, that's a good start. A 4-yard play on first down. Bentley Jones between the tackles. Keep feeding this guy. Let him eat up chunks early on those early downs. Give yourself short third downs. Make it easier conversion.
And off again for Jones, and he's able to find a crease reaching, and he's able to stretch across for the first down.
All right, well, now Florida, we saw him get a first down on the last drive, and then kind of fizzle out. Let's see if they can keep this one sustained, keep it going.
Last play of the first quarter, and the give, Jones bobbing and weaving his way across midfield down inside the LSU 45.
Well, and Bentley Jones right now taking it on himself. We saw the big 15-yard run on the last drive, and then those 3 runs he's had right there to pick up two straight first downs for the Florida Gators.
That is how we end the first quarter. LSU up 10-0, but Florida putting a drive together, looking to cut that lead to start the second. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Start of the second quarter, and the give to the walk-on outside to the left, and that's no Bentley Jones running back there.
No, Jimmy Ward not having near the success on that one. He tries to get to the edge, just absolutely has no shot on that one. Mitchell O'Brien does a good job getting into the backfield, helping to drag him down.
Long second down here for the Gators. Trips bunch top the screen. St. John to throw. He's going to tuck it and run, something he did a lot last week, and he's got the same amount of success that he had with it last week.
Well, he ran that one with some purpose, David. He didn't try to, kind of look, and he saw a lane and he ran. You see, look how it opens up for him right there. He's able to outrun the defensive lineman and fights his way all the way for like a 25-yard gain.
So from the LSU 27, and ball spotted at the right hash, pistol set here for Matthias St. John, and the give to Bentley Jones off the left edge. He gets 3 yards this time.
Well, Bentley Jones, 8 rushes, 43 yards, averaging 5.4 per carry. Bentley Jones getting going for these Florida Gators, and if he can get going, that's going to help St. John get going in the running game. That'll also open up the short and intermediate pass, that they need.
LSU coming with a blitz, and the give. Jones outside to the left. He's got a wall and a stiff arm to get him inside the 10.
Well, and again, this running attack for the Florida Gators starting to come to fruition for them. We're seeing it here. Kind of got stifled early on those first few drives, but now they're starting to wear this LSU defense down.
Mitchell O'Brien was able to get over there and keep him from getting into the end zone. So on 1st and goal, the walk-on checks in, and they feed him right into the teeth of the LSU defense.
Well, and LSU does a good job right there. Ron Williams Jr., he gets his second tackle on the night, but Jimmy Ward, when they're having to rest Bentley Jones, Jimmy Ward is having a hard time keeping that momentum going.
Jones will check back in on 2nd down, and they'll set up the halfback screen for him. Bentley Jones with blocking, and they block Alan Dutch into him, stopped at the 5.
And needed him to cut inside right there. He had a block set up, had a lane to the inside, but he keeps it to the outside, brings up 3rd and go.
So Bentley Jones going to get a breather on the sideline. The walk-on checks in on this 3rd down. Coming motion, Kellen Irvin into the slot at the top of your screen. St. John to throw. And then he's got tuck and run on the halfback screen. Touchdown, Florida.
Oh, we saw that play last week, too, where he drops all the way back and then takes off on that. It's like a delayed draw, you know what I mean? And it's a great-looking play. St. John makes it look very good right there. And look at the opening. I mean, everybody's in coverage. Everybody's watching the receivers. And Matthias St. John gets it in the end zone.
A much-needed score for Florida to open up the second quarter. And now, Matt, they've cut it down to 3. We've got ourselves a ball game.
Well, okay, that offense looked like what Florida's been looking for all night long. Now, can they sustain it? Hey, I believe they can, because that kind of attack starts to wear on that defense. It starts to wear them down, being in pursuit of these big guys.
On the return, Ulrich Odenheim, and it's a decent return. And so now LSU starting with what is the worst field position that they've had for the night inside kick return. They got him out to the 27.
Well, you know, they've got decent field position now. Florida was able to slow them down on the last drive, force them to punt. Let's see if Gage Youngblood can get this LSU offense to retaliate.
Well, they go with a quick strike. Devin Roberts able to get 10, not quite enough for the first down, though.
Well, not quite, but it's a short second down for the Tigers. Probably going to see a dose of Youngblood. They're coming out in the eye.
Gonna motion the tight end from left to right in the play fake. Gage dancing, checks it down for Colt Youngblood, and he is stopped quickly. Actually, Edge Eggers getting 3 yards before Jordan Earp can bring him down.
Yeah, Earp does a good job. You know, he gives up the first time, but he doesn't give up any yards after the catch.
Strong eye to the right this time for LSU, and they'll go to Colt Youngblood, and he cannot even get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's becoming a familiar scene for the home fans here in LSU.
J.R. Kent does a good job right there. First one to get in the backfield and never takes his hands off of Colt Youngblood. That's just a great play there by number 55.
From the 39-yard line, single back set, 2 tight ends on the field, 1 to either side. 3-step drop. Gage under pressure, but he's able to get the pass out to Cosmos Woods, who's able to pick up the first down.
Cosmos Woods, another one of those receivers we talk a lot about. You know, he's not, he can be a deep threat, but he's very much more dangerous in those possession-type plays.
2 catches for 62 yards a night, 4 catches for 69 last week, and the pass over the middle. Potees the second. He'll move the chains.
At LSU, okay, the run game's not working, so you got to go to the pass. It's nothing but a slant route, just goes right over the middle, hits Potees where he needs to, and picks up the first.
This LSU offense, not a lot of success in the running game, but they're having success in the passing game, which is what is really different from the last time LSU and Florida played. Gage Youngblood threw 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. It's the most interceptions he's ever thrown in a game. And here he goes over the middle. What a shot on Eric Maltzer.
I tell you what, Wyatt King, now I get that now. Yeah, that was Wyatt King who came up and just dropped him like a ton of bricks.
I formation from the edge of the red zone, and the give to Colt Youngblood running left, and he is stopped behind the line yet again.
Yeah, Taylor Sims going to get credit on the tackle for that one, but Wyatt King was back there again, just kind of over pursued him. I tell you what, Wyatt King's flying around the field for this Gator defense.
10 carries and a yard for Colt Youngblood so far tonight. They're back in the eye, and it's a 5-step drop. Gage underneath, and the tight end Eggers gets 4 as Quirk comes up to make the stop.
Yeah, Quirk does a good job right there. Just stops him short there. 3rd and 7, longer third down than LSU really wants here. Let's see what they do.
From the gun, Gage throwing end zone, passes caught by Cosmos Woods.
Wow, what a catch by Cosmos Woods. It goes up over the top of the defender right there. Almost able to brace it against the shoulder pad as he came back down. Just a great job by the receiver. Does exactly what he needs. Look at that catch. Just braces it against the defender and rides it all the way to the ground. Great play.
Tyler Quirk just got mossed by Cosmos Woods in the end zone, and LSU back up by 10 with 5:01 to play.
Well, you know, okay, so LSU's back up with a 10-point lead. Florida looked really good on their last drive, David. Still early enough. They don't have to get away from the run, anything like that. Let's see what they can do.
Well, Dakota Wolf, decent return to get out across the 25, and that is where Matthias St. John and company will come out for their 5th drive of the night. And Matt, as you said, it was a really good drive on their last series. A lot of runs.
Well, there's a lot of runs, but that's what Florida's built to do. That's what they're looking for. They've got talent at wide receiver, but they want to set that up with this running game from both Bentley Jones and Matthias St. John.
Jones's 10th carry gets him a yard to begin this series for Florida. From their own 29-yard line now, 4 wide, trips bottom of the screen. St. John against a 3-man rush. Going underneath, and Ty Patton able to get a foot in for 4 yards.
3rd and 6 here for the Gators. Matthias St. John probably going to have to air this thing out. Don't want to see a halfback screen here necessarily, anything like that. Let's just get the ball past the marker and keep the chains moving.
St. John to throw. Goes short for Jones, but he is stopped short of the first down. 4th and inches, and Florida will punt.
I don't know if it was a depth perception thing or what happened exactly, but Jones maybe thought he had it, maybe thought he had got to the marker, but it was just a little bit short, and LSU forces the punt.
4th punt of the night for Florida, their 3rd 3-and-out, and Alan Dutch, a really good return out to the 43. And you look at the 3 key contributors of the offense, and tonight Colt Youngblood, quiet night for him, but not for Gage or Woods.
No, and that's the thing. Gage is look good, Woods has looked good, but Colt Youngblood, Florida just seems to have his number.
Well, the man who's really got his number is Wyatt King, as finally Colt Youngblood gets some positive yardage, but it's only 3 as Wyatt King tracked him down.
Yeah, King get his 9th tackle, his 2nd tackle. He's had 2 tackles for loss also so far on the night.
2nd down and 7, play fake. Gage going short to the right side. Fred Perry moving the sticks here for the Tigers.
Yeah, and here we see it again. LSU mixing it up. Youngblood, Colt not getting everything he wants in the running game, so Gage is taking it on himself, and they're finding a way to move the ball.
Gage Youngblood to throw, going short to the left side. Perry runs into Dakota Wolf, held to a 1-yard play.
Well, and again, Florida's defense, they do good on that play. They stop them quick. They're making Gage Youngblood really look, and they're forcing him into making decisions. But Gage has had some success so far.
From the gun, Gage Youngblood again, play fake. Under pressure, but he's going to sling it to the left sideline, and Potees gets it down inside the 15.
Now, that's just another great catch by an LSU receiver. This time it's Potees coming up, jumping. He sees the ball all the way in and then, again, keeps his feet in bounds. We always talk about the spatial awareness. 1st and 10 Tigers.
From the Florida 13-yard line, strong eye to the right. And the give to Colt Youngblood running right, and he's got the touchdown for LSU.
Well, they pass, and this time they set up some really good blocking for Colt Youngblood. He's able to finally hit pay dirt there and, gets the touchdown. And that's going to give LSU a 17-point lead here with 2:50 left in the 2nd quarter. Florida kind of in that same hole they've been in. They've had that one good drive. They've got to put something together here on offense.
Trailing by 17 inside of 3 minutes of play here in the opening half. And taking the knee is Dakota Wolf. So the ball will come out to the 25-yard line for a Florida team that, Matt, in a span of 5 drives, one of them has led to points.
Yeah, it's not, they had that one really good drive, and they've had some flashes of looking good, but they're having a hard time right now moving the ball.
Well, they're not going to have a hard time there. The play fake works, and Malik Harris comes up with a 25-yard chunk play.
Well, and that works great. Yeah, the play action works because they're sitting on Bentley Jones. They're afraid. You get the defense to buy it up, and Malik is able to go over there, catch that at about midfield, give Florida, a big gain, some momentum going on this drive.
From their own 49-yard line, they're going to empty out the backfield. So Florida saying it's time we open up the playbook and air things out. St. John going to tuck it and run outside to the right, and he will fight with Mitchell O'Brien to get 5.
Well, Mitchell O'Brien does a good job staying at home. St. John goes straight for him. O'Brien grabs him, just kind of hangs on. Doesn't go for the kill shot, just gets him down.
2nd down, 2 backs in the backfield. Bentley Jones is one of them, and they'll feed him right up the middle, and Jones dragging LSU down inside the 30.
Bentley Jones got 77 yards rushing right now, David. He's looking very good. Those passes, they've worked. St. John took off and run. Now you give it back to Jones. It's all about keeping the defense guessing. I preach it every week, but Florida doing a good job of that on this drive.
Jones more rushing yards this week than he had last week as they feed him again for a gain of 2.
Well, and again, Florida, they know they want to take all the time off in this half that they can, get some points on the board, and then go into halftime with some positive momentum.
The gun, Matthias St. John to throw. Quick throw out into the flats, and Ty Patton moving the ball with 7 yards and a very short 3rd down.
The 4-star sophomore comes up with a big catch right there. He's got LSU Tigers around him, but able to fight that way down for a short 3rd down.
Bentley Jones checks out for this 3rd and 1. And they give it to the walk-on, who's able to fall forward and move the sticks.
Well, that was some good blocking for Jimmy Ward up front right there. He was corralled in the backfield, but was able to fall forward, as you said, and pick it up.
Jones to the right of St. John. They run the speed option in the pitch. Bentley Jones down inside the 15, falling out to the 10.
Well, and now they're starting to come out with some more, they're starting to open up the playbook a little bit, starting to do some different things here.
Second down and 2. Read option keeper, Matthias St. John, touchdown, Florida.
All right, and that's exactly what you need if you're the Florida Gators right there. You've got your offense back on track. That's the kind of drive you want to see. And we saw more passing mixed into that one, David, that time. We saw a couple of nice throws by Matthias St. John, and they're able to come down and get 7.
Well, the one big one, the play action to open up the drive to Malik Harris that picked up 24 yards and was really the tone setter of that drive for Florida, led to points. Now they've made it a 10-point game again.
Well, it looked like they put LSU's defense on their heels for the rest of the drive on that one right there. They caught them on that play action, and LSU never really recovered. Florida, they took advantage of it.
Alan Dutch, decent return, 28 yards, 1:07 to play. And you look at LSU, they've struggled running the football, man.
No, that's one way of putting it. Yeah, and credit to Florida's defense. They've got a great defensive line. They've got Wyatt King and Jordan Nervath and J.R. Kenyon at linebacker. I mean, it's going to be hard to run on this team.
LSU's not having a lot of trouble passing the football. A gain of 9 there for Colt Youngblood. Timeout called by the Tigers. 1:03 in the snap as Wyatt King 10 tackles, 2 for loss already in this one. As Gage to throw, goes short again. Breaking one, tackle is Maltzer. And then look at Bing Dinwoody dragging him down from behind.
And why was Dinwoody even that far down the field? You know what? It doesn't matter. He got him. Good play.
Single back set. One timeout left now for LSU is Gage Youngblood. 5-step drop, dancing in the pocket, and he has to throw it away. Pass rush in his face and good coverage downfield.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go there. Gage Youngblood does the smart thing. Offensive Player of the Year nominee last year. Makes the smart play, doesn't try to force anything.
The gun Gage looking, going over the middle, there to greet the Colt Youngblood, Wyatt King again.
Well, those two have had a couple of meetings already in this game, and right now Wyatt King getting the best of it.
And what a throw by Gage Youngblood to Potees the second with Dinwoody breathing down his neck.
Yeah, another good throw, but again, it was Wyatt King on the stop in coverage.
12th tackle of the night for King is Youngblood throwing middle of the field again. This pass falls incomplete with 28 seconds and a timeout left for LSU.
And I'm not trying to be a broken record here, but guess who's in coverage again and deflects that ball? It's Wyatt King.
Trips bottom of the screen, single back set, 5-step drop, pressure coming, and it got home, but Youngblood able to get out of it and then threw it into coverage.
Well, Youngblood, he almost gets taken down. I feel like he got in a hurry there, tried to fire that outside, almost made a mistake.
Long third down now for LSU. Trips top the screen. Gage against a 3-man rush. Goes short of the marker, and Fred Perry cannot get the first down.
No, not going to allow it. Not going to let it happen right there. Dakota Wolf does a great job coming up, getting the stop behind the marker.
This will be a 40-yard field goal attempt from the left hash for Remy Boudreau. Was perfect last week. 1 for 1 so far here tonight, and this will be the last play of the half, and Boudreau delivers to make it a 13-point game at half. And Florida on the road. Matt, the way this game started to where it is at halftime, Florida's got to be feeling pretty good as they head to the locker room to adjust.
Well, I think there at the end of the second quarter was the biggest thing to me, David. They were down by 3 scores, down by 17 points. They were able to drive down, get a touchdown on that last drive, and then their defense did their job. They held them to 3, kept it a 2-score game. Florida's offense is starting to come alive. Their defense has looked good all night long. LSU's going to be a tough team to just shut down completely. But they're doing what they need to do. They're keeping the score close. They're not giving up touchdowns. They give up a field goal on that one. If Florida's offense can stay consistent, if they can keep moving the ball, keep scoring, if Matthias St. John can keep this LSU defense guessing, then they can get right back in this thing.
Look at the numbers for the two offenses. And Florida has not had to do a lot through the air. But when they have, they've been able to be effective. Their running game has been their calling card. LSU, it's been the opposite. Passing game is their calling card because They can't run the football against Wyatt King, and yet LSU 2 minutes more in time of possession, in part because of their defense forcing a lot of 3-and-outs against Florida.
Well, early in the game is what killed the time of possession right there, because Florida couldn't hold on to the ball for more than 45 seconds to a minute at the time before they had to punt it and get rid of it. We have seen Florida's offense come back to life a little bit, closing in on 200 yards of total offense for the first half. That's getting more respectable, especially considering how they started.
So we end halftime in Florida trailing by 13, but they will start with the ball and an opportunity to close the gap and make it a one-possession game. Irvin will kneel it for the touchback. And Matthias St. John and company, Matt, they aired it out more on their scoring drive to end the half. You would like to see more of that.
Well, I would like to see it in controlled bursts. I want to see them keep this defense guessing.
From the gun to begin, and they'll go with the midline read. St. John spun around and yet able to dive for 5.
Yeah, hit close to the line of scrimmage, still picks up 5 yards.
Ron Williams Jr. in his CFSL debut with the LSU Tigers, able to get back there and get that tackle as St. John looking to throw on second down, and a quick throw over the middle, and it is caught. Malik Harris, who is stepping up big here tonight for Florida.
Well, he's a big-name receiver, 5-star freshman. Didn't have a catch last week, but he's showing out this week, and he's coming in huge for St. John.
2 backs in the backfield, one of them Bentley Jones into the right of St. John. Play fake over the middle, and the pass is caught. Ty Patton able to get a good chunk of yardage on first down.
All right, and that's a good play. They've been expecting the run on the first down. Throw the short pass. Hit Patton over the middle, pick up 6, 2nd and 4.
3 wide as Odenheim records his 5th tackle of the night. And the give, and what a hit dished out on Bentley Jones for a loss.
Well, Brett Gelkin right there comes just flying off the edge and destroys Bentley Jones.
So what Florida was hoping to be a manageable 3rd down has now turned into a much longer 3rd down to try to put together. 3rd and 8, Irvin the motion man. Trips top the screen. And the halfback screen into traffic, broken up, 4th down, and Florida will have to punt.
Well, it doesn't go anywhere right there. That one looked like it was setting up for a screen. Didn't like the play call right there. Florida's got to, they've got weapons. They've got to be more aggressive on those 3rd downs.
So the punt is away, and fielding it from inside the 20. Alan Dutch gets it across at the 31-yard line, and out comes an LSU offense that they haven't quite figured out their running game. Their passing game is on point. Can Florida find a way to stop that at least?
Well, Florida's had a couple of chances, interceptions tonight, haven't been able to come down with them. Gage Youngblood, there's another one right there.
J.R. Kent was in coverage, couldn't hold on, and so at least 2 missed opportunities tonight for Florida as a defense.
Well, and it's going to come back to haunt you at some point. Gage Youngblood, as good as he is, he can get a little errant with his throws, and he is known to turn the ball over at times.
Well, he doesn't turn it over there. Quick throw finds Poteet a 2nd, gain of 6.
Well, and again, he's using the short passing game because the running game's not working. Colt's not getting anything going right now.
From the gun, Youngblood goes short over the middle. Woods did not get the first down, was turned away.
And guess who did the turning away on that one, David? It was Wyatt King, number 97, who held him short of the first down.
So the Florida defense, led by Wyatt King with his 13th tackle of the night, able to force a 3-and-out and a punt of their own to put the ball back in the hands of Matthias St. John and give him another opportunity to make it a one-possession game once again.
And that's exactly what they have to do here. Their defense is giving them chances. They're making these, great plays for them, but they've got to, they got to take advantage. They got to get points.
Midline read again to open the drive, and St. John about the same amount of success he had to begin the previous drive.
Well, LSU comes through with a lot of pressure on that. They're coming very hard. They end up over pursuing. He's able to get 6 yards out of it right there. It's a good start, but they got to keep it going.
St. John to throw on second down. Checks it down to the left side, and the walk-on at tight end, Casey Stewart, gets 9.
All right, well, they pick up their first down. The walk-on Stewart does a good job of hauling that in, keeping it in bounds. Now, 1st and 10, again, are we going to see Jones?
From the gun, hand off, or on the read option keeper, St. John again Another first down for him. And, Matt, this is about what it took for Florida last week.
Well, and that's, I think LSU was thinking the same thing I was. Is it going to be Jones on this play? Well, it wasn't. The read option keeper in St. John picks up another first.
Across midfield and another midline read as St. John moving the sticks, moving the football, gain of 8 and second down.
And, and it's mentioned in chat here that fatigue has come up. Here's the thing. When a team just keeps running at you north and south and just keeps flying at you with no problem, my question is, how can they not get tired? How can they not get worn out and worn down by that?
Receiver coming in motion. St. John. Speed option, but he can't even get the pitch off. Gelkin stopped him in his tracks.
Gelkin fires off that line like a missile. That's the second play we've seen where he did exactly that. He comes through and just blows up St. John in the backfield.
A long third down once again for Florida inside the LSU 40, and it's a pistol set. St. John to throw. Standing in over the middle, and nobody was home for that pass.
Well, he just threw it a little quick. He had a receiver coming across that way, but, it just doesn't get there.
Florida is going to keep their offense on the field, playing aggressive. Trips bunch, top the screen. Tight end Johnson in motion. St. John to throw. Taking a shot, left corner. Caught by Ty Patton for a first down.
That's a heck of a catch. I'd like to get a better look at that one. Make sure he got the feet down. Wow, one-handed on the sideline. They may look at this again.
I thought he was out of bounds. They're not even going to look at it.
Yeah, they saw it better than we did, obviously.
From the 23-yard line now, and Florida with some momentum. Draw play, Bentley Jones with a burst of speed and a first down.
And that's just a great run by Bentley Jones. They're using the momentum off that great catch by Patton, and now they've driven it down inside the red zone. They want to try to push this thing in for 7 points.
Jones checks out on this first down play. St. John to throw. Swinging it out to the walk-on, and he's got it inside the 10. It's a gain of 5.
All right, 2nd and 5. Matthias St. John doing a very good job orchestrating this offense right now, mixing in the run, mixing in the pass, and finding the holes in this LSU defense.
LSU showing blitz here on 2nd and medium. Handoff to the walk-on outside to the right. Gets it down inside the 5, 3rd and short.
Well, all right, 3rd and 1. You've got Bentley Jones in the backfield. You've got Matthias St. John in the backfield. You've got to imagine LSU, well, it doesn't look like they're looking run. They come down with 3 down linemen.
All in the walk-on. Checks in at the tailback spot. They give it to him. Touchdown, Florida.
And Jimmy Ward walks through that hole right there. LSU comes out, looks like maybe they're trying to expect some trickeration, possibly something like that. But Florida does exactly what you expect them to, and they run it in. And pending this extra point, they're going to cut this to a 6-point game.
So out comes Anthony Ammon to tack one on, and he will. It's now a 6-point game inside of the midway point of this 3rd quarter, and Florida, the 4th down conversion gives them momentum.
Sure.
The touchdown, momentum. LSU's got to find a way to swing it back in their favor.
Well, and that's the thing. Florida's defense has held pretty tight this whole game, especially kind of as the game has gone on. They've, started to get those stops where they need them, and Wyatt King's playing hero football right now, making stops, making big hits where he has to. Let's see if Florida's defense has got another stop in them right here. Can they keep the momentum going?
Much like he has done for the last few weeks, Wyatt King has been all over the place. It's not Wyatt King making the tackle, but it is Edge Eggers making the catch at the line.
Well, Edge Eggers does a good job right there picking it up, but he doesn't have anywhere to go out of the backfield.
2nd down and 10 for the Tigers. And it's a single back set, 2 tight ends on the field, 3-step drop, and a quick throw dropped. So a long 3rd down for Gage Youngblood.
Well, Gage Youngblood, 3rd and 10. Now he's got Cosmo Woods on the outside. He's got guys out there. Let's just see what he dials up.
Quick throw goes short. Colt Youngblood stood up by the Florida defense. He only got halfway there to the line to gain. And the Florida defense, Matt, as you have said, they have clamped tighter and tighter on this LSU offense as the game has dragged on.
They're the Gators, right? And they just keep clamping down more and more on this LSU offense. And you got to appreciate the fact that this defense has kept them in this game the whole time, and the offense is starting to respond for Florida.
Kellen Irvin with the return, and out comes Matthias St. John from his own 37. Last drive, they were able to come up with points, crucial ones at that. It was a touchdown, one possession separating them, and a draw for Jones. Makes one man miss and spins his way forward for a gain of 9.
Starting to look like Florida's got more gas in the tank right now than LSU does. You know, they're still playing with a lot of that same energy here late in the third quarter. LSU starting to look a little bit of a step slower.
That carry got Jones over 100 yards for the first time in his CFSL career. It's a quick throw to the wide open Kellen Irvin, tripped up inside the 25.
Yeah, but it's a great mix-up. It's a great play, first of all. They say, oh, he got tripped up. No. It's a great mix-up play for him anyway, because now, all of a sudden, LSU, they can't just sit on the line. They can't just sit up in press coverage. They have to back off. They have to respect that pass.
From the 24-yard line, St. John in the gun. Jones to his right inside of 3 minutes of play here in the third. Midline read. St. John runs into Brandon Stone at the line of scrimmage.
Brandon Stone with his 4th tackle of the night. He's good in pursuit on that right there. He reads the option very well, able to get to St. John quick.
From the gun, trips bunch, bottom of the screen, and Matthias St. John makes an adjustment. He'll look to throw. Pressure coming, goes over the middle. Malik Harris down inside the 15, 3rd and a yard.
Well, crossing right across the field right there, and Malik Harris catches that, tries to fight forward, tries to stretch, but he does get it to 3rd and 1.
St. John and Bentley Jones in the backfield, 4 wide, trips bottom of the screen. Read option, St. John the first down and more, fighting down to the 2. Still technically on his feet, they'll stop him at the 1.
I thought he might be going to get back up and roll into that right there. It would have been an awesome play, but 1st and goal Gators.
Bentley Jones getting a breather on the sideline as a walk-on checks in. They feed it to him. He stopped at the 5.
Well, Jimmy Ward, probably feeling pretty good about that touchdown on the last drive. Got brought back to reality there by the LSU defense.
Brett Gelkin leading the charge. 2nd and goal. Inside of 2 minutes play, Jones still on the sideline. St. John giving it to the walk-on again. He's able to get back some of the yardage that he lost, but not much of it.
Well, 3rd and goal here, and the problem is that they've got Ward in at halfback right now. They need Bentley Jones out here lined up.
Well, here he is in the backfield and to the left of St. John. 4 wide, trips bottom of the screen. Speed option. St. John keeping it, breaks 1, cuts up field, can't get in, stopped at the 2.
A great fight by St. John. He's able to fight his way through the first tackle and then goes north and south. Not able to get it, but Florida being smart here, take the points.
Anthony Emmett on the field. It'll be a chip shot field goal of about 19 yards, and he delivers to make it a 3-point game with 1:02 to play in the third.
Yeah, and I like that. I like the call for the field goal there. I know you've got momentum and all those things going for you, but the way that you've played, especially as this game is going on, your offense is doing well, your defense is clamping down. Take the points and know that you're going to get the ball back and believe that your defense can get another stop.
Does it take away any momentum to be turned away in the red zone like that? When you feel the wind is at your back, it's in your sails, and then you get stopped?
Well, it might bother you a little bit, but you still cut your deficit down. Now you're down to just needing a field goal. You don't need a touchdown anymore, okay? You accomplished something. You got something, you got more than you had before you got there.
I formation and the draw play. Colt Youngblood bobbing and weaving into the open field, and he's out across to the 48.
And Colt Youngblood had to be a little surprised that he broke that open against the Florida Gators, but he did exactly that. Great run by the running back. Gets to the outside. Great vision by him. Florida just kind of over pursues to the wrong side there, and it opens up a wide lane for Colt Youngblood.
20-yard run, longest run of the night for Colt Youngblood. Strong eye to the right side of the field. And they're going to go back to him, attacking that right side, but the Florida defense clamps down, holds him to a run of 3.
Yeah, and that's Andrew Mock coming up to make the hit right there. That's his 5th tackle on the night. Brings up 2nd and 7 for the Tigers.
Single back set, trips bunch to the left of the formation. It's a 5-step drop. Youngblood going short, and a big hit dished out on Maltzer.
Maltzer comes across, he gets open, and it's a nice play there, but boy, you see it right there. J.R. Kent comes up and just lays a lick on Maltzer before he's able to get anywhere.
John No there to bring him down. Last play of this third quarter. From the gun, Gage Youngblood. They're not even going to get the snap off. So we end the third. LSU at one point a 17-point lead. It's dwindled to 3 heading into the fourth. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Start of the fourth quarter, and it's third down, single back set. 7-step drop, pressure, able to get the pass off, and Maltzer's able to squeak out the first down.
That was just heads up by Gage Youngblood. Makes a great pass under pressure right there. Knows he's going to take the hit and does, but is able to complete it.
Strong eye to the left here. The give to Colt Youngblood, running left, runs through Wolf, not through Dinwoody, but it's a modest gain of 5.
All right, and now, this Florida defense, which has stepped up all night long, are they looking a little tired? Maybe. You know what I mean? But let's see how this thing plays out.
Single back set as Gage Youngblood makes an adjustment. Eggers, the tight end, in motion. Quick throw, left sideline. Fred Perry's able to get a foot down. Third and short.
I led him a little far right there, but it brings up a third and short for him, Let's see what LSU pulls out. Do they trust Colt Youngblood to pick this up for them?
They're going to come out in a straight eye formation. 2 receivers bottom of the screen. Tight end in motion is Roberts. Pitch. Florida read it, and Colt Youngblood can't get to the first down. Dinwoody and Dakota Wolf tag team him.
That's a great job there. Dinwoody and Dakota Wolf both come through. He gets hit in the backfield. There's just nowhere for him to go right there. It's just a great team effort by the Gators defense, going to force the field goal attempt.
From 51 yards for Remy Boudreau and from the left hash to make it a 6-point game again, and Boudreau nailed it.
Well, that was a heck of a kick right there. A lot of pressure on that one, to push it back to force them needing a touchdown. But Boudreau's able to put it through here at home. Florida going to get the ball back here early in the fourth quarter. The way that their offense operates, they don't have to change anything at this point. They can keep doing, business as usual here, but they do have to make this drive count.
Dakota Wolf on the return, getting outside to the left and down the sideline, pushed out of bounds at the 47.
Yeah, and people forget sometimes, I think a couple of seasons ago, how dangerous Dakota Wolf showed to be on special teams, and right there we saw a flash of that.
Great starting field position for St. John. Trips top the screen, a look to throw. Flown it to the right sideline, and it is caught as Patton is laid out.
Well, he got bamboozled by Mitchell O'Brien on the sideline right there. I mean, he got haymakered, but able to hold on to the ball, picks up the first down. Florida, he didn't get hung out to dry. He just got hit. That was a good one.
11th tackle of the night for O'Brien, and it's one where Ty Patton had to leave his feet for it. 4 wide, trips bottom of the screen here as St. John. Draw play, Jones up the middle, gets a couple.
All right, well, Bentley Jones picks up, 2 yards on first down. And again, it's not exactly what you want, but it's okay. It's okay to start this drive with positive yardage.
Pistol set here. St. John to throw. Gonna tuck it and run, finds a crease. And he'll reach for the first down, stop just short of it.
And I thought he was going to get stopped before he got there. He does a good job of cutting that thing just a little bit to the outside to pick up the extra yards.
4 for 11 on third down. Bentley Jones in the backfield. To the left of St. John. He'll look to throw. Blitz coming. Quick throw, right sideline. Caught by the walk-on.
Sean Clark does a nice job. And Matthias St. John does a nice job of leading him out there, knowing he's past the first down marker, and keeping it in bounds.
Ball spotted at the 22. St. John in the gun. Got a motion for Cam Johnson from left to right. He'll look to throw. Gonna tuck it and run into traffic. Down he goes for a loss, courtesy of Dmitry Mikhailov.
Well, Mikhailov does a good job there, just wrapping St. John up and not letting him go anywhere. Loss of yardage for the Gators, 2nd and 13.
Inside of 6.5 minutes to play. Ball spotted now at the 26 with Matthias St. John from the gun. 3 wide. He'll look to throw. Blitz coming. Gonna tuck it and run again. Runs into Gelkin. It's another sack here, and it's a long third down.
Well, Gelkin does a good job of just getting downhill quick from that defensive end position. and he fights his, he sees St. John trying to get outside, so he sidesteps outside and is able to get a hand on him.
Backed up to the Florida side of the 30. Two backs in the backfield. And they're going to go halfback screen. Bentley Jones not doing a whole lot of anything. Stone stops him in the backfield.
And I hate the play call right there. You've got two 5-star receivers on the outside. You got Ty Patton, who's shown that he can catch about whatever you throw at him. And then you go the halfback screen right here. Not only that, but you lose yards.
This will be a 50-yard field goal attempt from the right hash for Anthony Ammon. And the right-footed kicker puts it up. And he did not put it through.
Well, and when it rains, it pours. That bad play calling on third down right there. And, those 2 yards he lost, I don't know if that made the difference in the field goal or not, but I know it didn't help.
So LSU will take over. Strong eye to the left. Ball spot at their own 33. And Colt Youngblood outside to the left. Mock stops him, but he's got the first down.
Well, Mock does a good job of wrangling him down right there. That's, that gets Colt Youngblood up to 54 yards, but he's got it on 17 carries tonight, so he's having a hard time.
In the gun with two backs in the backfield. Gage to throw, going short. Maltzer breaks one, but not two, as he's stopped after a gain of 3.
Now Mock in there again on that play. He's getting into the backfield quickly, 2nd and 7.
Gage Youngblood tonight, 30 of 38 for 304 yards and a touchdown last week, 307 yards, 3 touchdowns. So been pretty consistent as they'll go short. Woods spinning forward for the first down.
Well, that was just a good route run there by Cosmos Woods. He gets across the defense, finds the hole there.
Gage in the gun inside of 5 minutes. Florida showing blitz as they bring it, and Youngblood over the middle, batted away and incomplete.
And had another chance. Dakota Wolf got his hands on it at that time. Florida has had chances to get the ball back, and they haven't been able to do it.
2nd down and 10, Cosmos Woods, a receiver in motion inside of 5 minutes of play. Youngblood, halfback screen for his twin, and Colt Youngblood pushed out of bounds at the 45 by Jordan Earp.
All right, long third down for the LSU Tigers. They are outside of field goal range right now here, David. So Florida needs a big stop, and they need to get them without giving up much.
Halfback screen to the other side, and it's for Maltzer this time, and he is stood up for a loss of 1. And it is, as you said, man, not within field goal range.
Yeah, and Dakota Wolf does a great job coming in and cleaning up on that hit to drop him. But, Maltzer just not able to get going there. 4th and 11. They're way back there. LSU's going to have to punt. But, man, Florida is going to be, barring a great punt return here, Florida's going to have some long field position ahead of them.
We've crossed the midway point of this 4th quarter, setting up for an exciting conclusion here in Death Valley as Florida, with a punt through the back of the end zone, it's a touchback. They take over at their own 20.
Well, all right, and here we are. Matthias St. John, 4 minutes on the clock. You got to drive 80 yards here, basically, to try to take the lead in this game.
St. John to throw. He'll tuck it and run, runs through 1, and then he will fight his way forward, gets a couple.
All right, well, and Matthias St. John, as well as he's looked all night long, looked a little tired on that run. Let's see I'd like to see him hand it off to Bentley Jones a little bit. I'd like to see him, try to get some energy built back up.
St. John to throw, setting up the halfback screen. There's Jones up the right sideline, pushed out of bounds after a gain of 5, 3rd and short.
All right, 3rd and 3. The halfback screen does enough to get a short 3rd down right here, but we need a smart play call by the Gators.
LSU showing blitz. They bring it to St. John. Over the middle, Harris holds on for the first down.
And Malik Harris holds on through, a lot of contact right there. It picks up the first.
Trips bunch to the right of the formation. Out of the gun, St. John to throw. 4-man rush, quick strike. There's the tight end, Cam Johnson, with a first down.
All right, all of a sudden now Matthias St. John's sitting back and going to pass on this LSU defense. If they're gassed in the run game, they can be gassed in the pass game too. Maybe not as quick in coverage, maybe not as quick in reaction.
Well, they're emptying out the backfield, and St. John going to tuck it and run into Brett Gelkin. It's a loss of 7.
And Gelkin, every time on the last 3 drives, every time Florida gets some momentum going, Brett Gelkin finds a way to to try to put a stop on it right there. And again, he gets into the backfield and stops St. John for a big loss.
Second sack of the night for Brett Gelkin, his 4th tackle for a loss as St. John in the gun in a 2-by-2 set. And he'll look to throw. 4-man rush. He'll tuck it and run. As Patton helping to block, but he slides. 3rd and 9.
All right, well, he cuts 8 yards off the distance. It's 3rd and 9. Still not ideal, not exactly what you want. But, you know, he does do what he has to, at least, you know, to get this closer.
From the gun. Nearing the 2.5-minute mark in this 4th quarter. St. John to throw. Over to the left side and the walk-on. Didn't get the first down, and a flag is thrown. What's this for?
Personal foul. Clipping.
And a clipping call against Florida. The other walk-on on the field at receiver is going to back it up. So they will replay 3rd down. But instead of 3rd and 9, it's 3rd and 15.
Well, yeah, but they didn't pick it up on that play anyway. It would have been 4th and 1 or 2 probably. Don't know if Florida would have went for it or not, but they gotta make a play here.
St. John to throw, halfback screen. Here's Bentley Jones, dragged down for a loss of 4, 4th and 19.
Just another poor play call on 3rd down right there. I don't know where in the playbook exactly that this halfback screen on 3rd down in these long yardage situations falls for Florida, but they need to rip it out and, you know, burn it and pretend it never happened because it's killing them right now.
So Florida will punt, putting faith in their defense to come up with a play as the Gators letting some time tick off, and we hit the 2-minute mark. Ball being fielded from inside their own 30, and Alan Dutch out to the 43-yard line, and out comes this LSU offense. Colt Youngblood's starting to get a little bit of a rhythm going for himself, and they're going to want to ride him to ride the clock out, Matt.
Well, they're going to have to, and Florida needs to be sitting on this run right now.
Here's the give. Colt Youngblood able to break a couple, but stopped after a gain of 4, and the Gators take their first time out.
Well, you know, we see Markevius Oswald in on that as well as others.
And off. Youngblood into trouble, and he is hit hard by Wyatt King.
Wyatt King comes flying in just head first, and nails him. 3rd and 7.
1 timeout remaining for Florida. Blitz being drawn up. They bring it. Youngblood wrestled down at the line of scrimmage. No timeouts now for the Gators, but we're close to a minute and a half.
Wow, that's right. They get a minute 43 on the clock right here. No timeouts left, but they've got a drive left in them, and they're down by 6. Hey, all you want is a chip and a chance, as they say in poker, and that's exactly what they've got.
Dakota Wolf on the return, and it's not a whole lot there for him. You look at the two offenses. Florida's has really come alive here in this second half, but not on their last drive, Matt. It did not start great, and it didn't end any better.
It didn't start great, and it ended worse. But let's see what they do here.
St. John in the gun. He'll look to throw, 4-man rush. Stands in, finds Bentley Jones, but he drops it.
All right, well, that's incompletion. Probably not the pass you really want to throw in that spot, so the incompletion, a bit of a blessing in disguise right there. It's going to stop the clock.
Ball and second down now, 2-by-2 set is St. John. Looks against a 3-man rush. Stands in, goes short again, and the walk-on picks up a yard.
All right, well, you know, here we are, 3rd and 9. Don't want to see some kind of weird play here. Don't want to see the halfback screen. Florida has got to force this ball down the field.
St. John to throw. Stands in, batted away by Brandon Stone.
Well, Brandon Stone does a good job there. He's playing a little bit underneath. St. John underthrows that just a little bit. All right, this is for the game right here, 4th and 9.
Big 4th down, LSU bringing a blitz off the left edge at the top of the screen. Tight end in motion to pick it up. St. John looks down the middle of the field, and it's caught Levi Timms. Timms off to the races, and his first catch of the Gator goes for the lead.
And there it is right there. Caught him sleeping, and Levi Timms, his first catch, as you said, as a Gator. Barring this extra point, you know, going to give Florida a lead with 58 seconds left on the clock.
A big play there for the Gators. Inside of a minute to play, and LSU's got 3 timeouts of their own as Ammon able to put it through. And Matt, at this point, This Florida defense, they've played well all night, but they really need to stand up here.
They've done well all night long. Do they have one more stop in them? And that's the thing. It's going to come down to the guys up front. It's going to come down to Dakota Wolf and Wyatt King. They've got to get pressure. They've got to get stops.
There you see Colt Youngblood, 20 carries, 57 yards. And I don't expect we're going to see a lot of him with 52 seconds left. It's going to be Gage Youngblood trying to dissect this Florida secondary. From the gun, 3 wide at the top of the screen. And Gage to throw against a 3-man rush. Taking a shot, left sideline, incomplete.
Wow. I mean, had him there on the edge. Gage Youngblood just leads him out of bounds, not able to get it to him.
2nd and 10 in a 2-by-2 look now for the Tigers. Youngblood to throw, going short. There's Colt Youngblood. Wyatt King tracks him down.
All right, Wyatt King comes up, makes the big hit. LSU going to go into a hurry-up offense, try to keep Florida in this same defensive look.
Trying to preserve their 3 timeouts as well. We hit the 30-second mark, and it looks like LSU might be loading up for the deep shot.
Well, they're not in any hurry, are they, David? I tell you what, Gage Youngblood sitting back right now staring at things almost like he's trying to have a duel like a gunslinger in the Old West here.
Staring down the Florida secondary and letting the suspense mount for one play. Gage Youngblood showing just how much of a gunslinger he is. Quick throw over the middle. Fred Perry across midfield as time expires. And the Gators able to get the win on the road.
Well, you have to think right there that Gage Youngblood thought he saw a matchup that he liked right there. And when it didn't develop, he threw to the check down. But I tell you what, this was a battle back and forth the entire game. Neither one of these teams have anything to hang their head about. You know what I'm saying? This was a great game the entire time. Florida makes one more play than LSU does. Their defense keeps them in it long enough to allow them to win it, and Matthias St. John comes up big in the end. So Florida going to move to 2-0.
They went to 3-0 last season with a win over LSU. This season, it's up to 2-0. We're not done. Tomorrow night, we've got another CFSL doubleheader coming your way. The Michigan Wolverines, they'll go to the other Death Valley, taking on the Clemson Tigers. That'll be followed up by the USC Trojans against the Alabama Crimson Tide. For Matt, I'm David. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.